was the match of the century. The big guy against the little guy, the champion against the underdog. No one thought this guy could win. While the other guy was 300 pounds, all muscle, he was like a meek 200. Couldn't even fully swing his arm because of an old injury. The crowd was cheering for the champion the whole time in their seats, just expecting, waiting for the champion to finally win. The underdog went down once, twice, 3 times. On the 5th time, everyone, they don't know why, but they're on their feet cheering for him. Get back up, come on, you can do it. 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, down. And he still gets back up. On the 9th time, he sees his opportunity. 1 to the face, 2 to the face, uppercut, and it's over. The little guy had won. In a David versus Goliath scenario, David had won, as usual. But people still find themselves cheering whether they were rooting for the champion or not. Cheering him on. Saying, way to go, that was awesome. What is it about an underdog that we find so intriguing? That we find such a connection to? What is it inside of us that we see an underdog as the one who we're supposed to cheer for? Because next week is Purim, this week we read Parshat Zachor. Moshe commands us, Zachor es asher asa lecha Amalek b'derech b'tzeisa miMitzrayim. That you should remember what Amalek did to you in your exiting of Mitzrayim, in the Exodus. Rashi says that the attack of Amalek on Bnei Yisrael was asher korcha b'derech, that it cooled them off. What does that mean, that it cooled them off? Bnei Yisrael were leaving Mitzrayim with such a fervor, with such a heat, with such a desire to connect to the Creator because He had done so much for them. 10 makos, splitting the sea, finally freeing them from their slavery. But they were physically weak. They were emotionally exhausted and spiritually exhausted as well. So Amalek saw this as an opportunity to attack, an opportunity to show the people of the world that maybe Hashem's not as great as you all think. Maybe this was all just a coincidence, all just chance. Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch defines the difference between these two nations. Bnei Yisrael stands for justice and Ava, a nation of true self-worth, that when they are at their best of heights, it's when they are true to themselves, true to who they stand for, true for whom they stand for, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whereas Amalek, their strength comes from the sword, from the fist, from stepping on the weak. So obviously, when they see Bnei Yisrael leaving Mitzrayim, they see an opportunity, a stepping stone to attack the one thing that stands in their way from full world domination in their ideals, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The idea of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that was just born out of Yetzias Mitzrayim. If we look at Parshas B'Shalach, where the attack of Amalek actually took place, HaKadosh Baruch Hu afterwards says, Ki macho emcha et Zachor Amalek mitachas hashamayim, that I, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, will erase Amalek from under the skies. And yet here in Ki Tetzei, where we read Zachor, Moshe commands us, Ki macho timcha et Zachor Amalek mitachas hashamayim, that you, Bnei Yisrael, will destroy Amalek from under the skies, from under the heavens. Why did He hand it off to us? Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who could destroy Amalek like that, hand off a job to us that would clearly be very taxing, clearly be very exhaustive, that He could have just taken care of for us right away? I think the answer lies in the fact that we are Hashem's soldiers. Day after day, we step onto the battleground that we call the world, and we fight a battle on 2 fronts. On one front, we have the physical enemy, the people who want to destroy us, the people who want to erase our existence from this world. On the other side, you have the internal enemy, the Yetzer Hara, the tempting nature within each and every one of us that is telling us to do the wrong thing, to give in to our desires. It's telling us that we have to drag ourselves down in order to fully become who we truly are. Because all we are, according to the Yetzer Hara, is animals. And where we have psychology that tells us that everything is broken down into basic instincts, that seems to make sense. It's so easy for us to give in to our lesser natures, to our basic instincts, to call ourselves just above animals. So why is it that we feel this connection to the underdog? What exactly does the underdog represent? What is in his heart? No matter how many failures, no matter how many successes that an underdog has, he keeps going. He has a goal in mind. He has a purpose that he's serving. He just keeps fighting. No matter how many times he goes down, no matter how many punches he lands, he just keeps going. When he knocks down the champion, that's not enough. He keeps going. He has to take on the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. If he loses to the next guy, who cares? I'll just get back up, dust myself off, and I'll keep going. And that's exactly what we have to do as a nation. Next week is Purim. Why is it that Purim is so important? Why is it that we're reminded of Purim every single year? Why is it established as a holiday? Haman didn't only try to erase us as a people. He tried to erase our very being. We were invited to Achashverosh's party. We decided to go because we were starting to assimilate. We were starting to feel like we were part of the culture, and that's where we started to slip up. That's where we started to give into our lesser natures. Haman comes, and he sees this opportunity. He sees that Bnei Yisrael is at their weakest point because they're not following justice. They're not following Ahava. They're not being true to themselves. Here's my chance to attack. And therefore, we have to flip our nature. V'na'afochu. We have to change from the instincts that a human being is expected and be better than that. Be what's expected of a true human being, of someone with a soul. To not give in to your lesser instincts. And maybe you will. But that doesn't mean that you have to slip into some deep chasm. That doesn't mean that you have to completely let go of your values. Just keep going. Just keep fighting. Rise out of that pit. Keep punching. Keep getting back up. It is because we kept getting back up. It is because we had a 3-day fast. It is because we came together as a nation that we were able to overthrow Haman. That we are here today because of the fact that we are the underdog. We have the heart of an underdog. So when you're asking yourself in a battle between your two fronts, between the physical enemy and the spiritual enemy, my advice to you is this. Be the underdog. Keep getting back up. Keep fighting. If you keep fighting, I promise we will pave our way into a better future. Shabbat Shalom.